You need to have the male audacity. So, ang biggest insecurity ko ay financial insecurity. Haha, bakit siya natatawa? Seryoso na. See? A lot of you guys, it's okay. I do that too. That's also my coping mechanism. That's why I made this channel. There's imposter syndrome, self-sabotaging, burning out. Think about a man in your life or a man that you know who you know you're better than.
The wonderful, beautiful podcast.
Hello, some very quick disclaimers before proceeding. This video is focused on internal insecurities, so some of the stories do get a little bit dark. There are mentions of injustice by parents, as well as the side of the sewer. So, that's just a little warning. If that is not something that you really want to hear about or watch, or you're not in the space, it's okay to go click away. Also, disclaimer that I am not a mental health professional. I truly am not. I am just speaking from my own experiences and everything that I've learned from my years of living, which isn't much. Just keep that in mind. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. That's all. Bye. Enjoy the video.
I feel like a lot of the times when we talk about insecurities, we often chalk it up to physical insecurities, and that's just not true, because not only have you probably been called ugly, but you've probably also been called stupid, or felt incapable or unworthy of love, or maybe I'm just the first one telling you that and I just instilled an insecurity in you. But obviously I don't know you. This isn't me hating on you. Why am I roasting you? I'm not supposed to be roasting you. This is supposed to be me making you feel better. If you guys want to submit your own stories, it's available on my Instagram. This is my Instagram story. I grew up with people calling me beauty and brains. I relate already. Okay, sorry. I was often casted into modelings, encouraged to join pageants, and just used to people tell me I'm pretty. I knew I had pretty privilege, and I'm doing my best to use it wisely. But I can't help to be insecure knowing and thinking that why on earth I don't have real friends. Oh. Never experienced having boyfriends, and just the majority of people in my class hate me. Speaking about this right now makes me feel like such a pick-me girl person. And drumroll, I did become a brutal, worst pick-me girl ever. I mean, maybe that's what explains some things. Maybe it's not your looks, but anyway, let me give you the benefit of the doubt. Sorry, I need to dab away my upper lip sweat. How do you stop this from happening? Because this happens way too much. It all went down during the pandemic when I, close parenthesis, did not purposely shut off my world due to personal problems. Okay, same. When I came back, all people have their own. Then me being so insecure with that, tried everything to bring people to like me back. Nagpapapansin sa social media, kumausap ng people from different servers sa Discord, post sa IG thread na favorite ko Breaking Bad, even though I haven't watched a single thing on it. Why Breaking Bad? Is there a reason? I posted selfies every day and posted my hobbies as well para mabalik yung tingin sa akin na creative person ako. Because of that, although it worked with 45% success rate, okay, she's very specific with that. 45%. I wonder what the computation is. But I also was tagged a pick-me girl from my classmates, and everyone was backstabbing me. Aww. Guys, give pick-me girls some grace, you know? Because pick-me girls are just, they're dealing with their own shit sometimes. But I don't think you're a pick-me girl, because I don't think you're being rude towards other women. Like, I feel like if you were to be a pick-me girl, you'd have to kind of, I think maybe you're just an attention seeker. I haven't read the rest of the story, but it's just giving like little bit of a clout chaser. Like, she just needs a little bit of attention. But you're not putting other people down. I took a break after that. Thus, senior high school came, nag-rebrand ako. I became quiet as pero my are improved naman. I communicate to people then. I just don't seek and beg for people to like me and validate me. Now I'm an incoming college student with people who are so real and whom I love the most. And a girlfriend. Aww. Did I ghostwrite? Creating a balance of I don't give energy and a girl boss energy today. Happy Pride Month, and I love you so much, Ate Angel. Aww. Okay, she sent this back in June, I guess. Sorry. It took me quite a while to get to you, but I know I made jokes about it, about maybe you're the problem. But I will acknowledge that pretty girls, attractive people in general, well, it's applicable to anybody, but people who are, I think, attractive, they're more prone to having less genuine friendships. Like, you know those people in high school that kind of just are friends with people who are popular or people who are attractive, and like, do you actually like the person for them, or do you just like them because you're a networker. You're in this weird high school fantasy and you want to be popular. Like, and that also goes to show with dating as well. Sorry, I know this is a little unrelated, but people who are very attractive often have like the most toxic relationships because their selling point is their looks. And like if that's the only thing that kind of like stuck you guys together, then it's not the most strong adhesive, okay? There's no gorilla grip. If that makes any sense. Again, people talk about pretty privilege a lot, and I understand that there genuinely is a lot of privilege when it comes to being pretty. I think it also, I don't know, this is just my take, okay? It kind of depends on what kind of pretty you are. Because there are pretty people that look like they're nice people. Like, okay, you want to get to know them. They seem like they're sweet. They seem like they're responsible. You know, do you have an image in your head right now? Think of a pretty person who you'd be group mates with in a group project. Or somebody that you feel like is responsible, somebody you would vote for in student council. There's that type of pretty person. And then there's also this other pretty type of person who just looks like a okay? Do you have a different image? Who you would probably, she just radiates a little bit more intimidating energy, just a little bit more like mean girl type of pretty. And that's what I mean by sometimes pretty privilege is okay. Sometimes pretty privilege can kind of give you a type of prejudice that you're a bit. Maybe that's something that you experience. But yeah, I think we've all been there, especially during the pandemic. If that's being a pick-me girl, then I'm a pick-me girl. Because during the pandemic, I was just so lonely during the pandemic. Like, literally, I did not get to see my friends. I really didn't get to go out that often. And some of you guys make jokes about it. Like, every time you guys see a picture of me outside, you guys are like, oh, she goes outside. She sees the sun sometimes. As I was saying, like, during the pandemic, I would try my best to project the idea that I'm put together. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have these private Instagram accounts. I have a private Instagram account and I just have like a couple of friends there and stuff. And I would get so like bitter seeing other people hang out. Like I'm so bitter, like how come they get to hang out? I feel so left out of things. And I definitely try to overcompensate. Every time I'm in a like a Netflix party with other people, I'm gonna story that. Every time I'm making my matcha or making like a cute little food, I would vlog it or I would post it in my private Instagram. It's just me trying to tell other people like, hey, I'm not as lonely as you think. I'm like totally happy right now. I'm having so much fun. In reality, I felt so alone. And I don't know if that's like a collective experience. I also want to make a point that if there are people in your life that really can't get past you being a little bit loud, I guess, or if you feel like people are being insecure towards you, then you probably don't even want those people to be your friends anyway. Like the people who are backstabbing you don't need them. Or you're gonna find like a group of people who are just there to support you. And by the way, I think we all sing. No, I think it's kind of a collective experience too, to have this group of friends during the pandemic or like during online class, and that group just like dissolves because you meet each other in real life and you're just like, yeah, you guys just don't really vibe. It's fine. It's normal. And if that didn't happen, then you wouldn't be able to be led to better friends. I'm not saying that needed to happen to you, obviously, but at least. Okay, so hi, I want to start by saying I love your videos. Thank you. They really helped me get through dark times. I've been struggling with anxiety and depression, and your vids always put a smile on my face. Aw, when? Why are you hyping me up right now? Thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate them. So my insecurity story, I don't think I'm using the term right. Started when I was a kid. I've always been a mama's girl. I love her. She's my mom. But looking back, some of her rules or advice were kind of unreasonable. So just to give you a little context, my mom always puts academics first. My earliest memory was getting smacked as a kid while I study with her. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Go queen, laugh through the pain. And her yelling at me for not memorizing the letter of the alphabet perfectly. I was in kindergarten, by the way. I would still vividly remember the hanger she used to do it with and how she would just hold it just before it hits my skin. Heh. Wait, the other sentence just like processed in my brain. I'm gonna read it again. I could still vividly remember the hanger she used to do it with and how she would hold it just before it hits my skin. Oh, I that's such a specific way to write it, like knowing exactly what hanger was used, and at the same time like the feeling of it before it hits your skin, or like holding it over, because that's damn. Anyway, she really wanted me to be the top of my class. She kind of gave questionable life lessons. Like, she would always say that friends aren't important, that they would only hold you back and you shouldn't show your true self to them since they will use it against you somehow, and that she's the only person who would ever understand me and the only person I should trust. That, my friend, oh my god, that, my friend, is classic gaslighting. That's gaslighting. That's one of the signs of gaslighting. Maybe your mother is a gaslighter. I don't know. Maybe you can look for more evidence. You can look up 11 signs of a gaslighter. That's one of the signs. And it is to pin yourself as the only reliable source of information and to make everybody else seem like they're unreliable, that your mom is the only person that you can trust. That's gaslighting. Or when they turn other people against you. That's a sign of gaslighting. Anyway, just a segue. I think that everybody needs to read the list of the 11 signs of gaslighting, because it has helped me so profusely in my life in ways that are too dark for me to even say on camera. But if you do have the time, go look up 11 signs of gaslighting. I know people have a textbook definition that it's like, okay, when you trick somebody into thinking one thing and then keep pushing that same narrative, but there's so many other signs. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue. She's also very elitist and homophobic and insults people, especially those not academically accomplished. And being the young, impressionable person I was who literally took her word to heart, I mirrored her actions, which I'm still really ashamed that I did, and I'm really sorry for the people I hurt. It's been a process trying to unravel the toxic mindset I've been fed, and I do take full responsibility for my actions. She's also very Christian, as I mentioned before, so the lack of real connection paired with the constant need for academic validation led me to develop anxiety and depression. So that's fun. And to top it all off, she also doesn't believe in mental health and thinks that people who seek help are crazy and should not be trusted. So yeah, that's it, I guess. I really just wanted to rant. Ha 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 ha. She's actually kind of an okay person, but sometimes I just can't stand her. Again, love your videos and hope you're having a great day. That's a crazy little story right there. I'm gonna share with you an obsession I've had. It's not anything new, but there was a point in my life, like a few months ago, like a few weeks ago. I don't know how long it's been, but I was so obsessed with Tangled. Genuinely so obsessed. I would watch it every other week. I would watch it every other day. No, that's a lie. I didn't watch it every other day, but I kept watching it and I just kept sobbing and sobbing and crying and crying. And I kept watching a bunch of YouTube videos that are just film analysis or commentaries of Tangled. Like, I just absorbed, I know every little Disney fact, like everything. I was obsessed with Tangled. And Tangled, what I love so much about it is that the entire premise of it is just about gaslighting. That's literally the concept. That's the concept of the film. And it's done so well. Mother Gothel and her gaslighting, like she really checks off like 11 types of gaslighting. You guys can watch like Film Therapy. I forgot if it's called Film Therapy. I'll put it right here. Actually, Divine Editor, please put it right here. Thumbnail. It's that one. And I also watched The Take. They also did like a video on like Tangled and gaslighting. And one of the most significant things that I learned from that movie is how a controlling parent, or like how your parents can make you insecure. And it's not just a parent putting you down. It's not just a parent being like, oh, you're ugly, you're so stupid, or you're not doing this enough, you're not doing that enough. Especially for women. This is specific to women, or any parent that's overprotective and shielding you from the world. Basically what you're describing is saying that you shouldn't show yourself to anybody. Dude, that's Mother Gothel. Watch Tangled. That's what Mother Gothel is doing. I know I sound like a deranged Tangled fan, which I am. I'm proud of it. But when you do this thing where you keep telling people that you need to be hidden from the world. You can't show your true self to the world. Your mom, as you're describing it, is pitting herself as the only reliable information. That's gaslighting. And it gives you the idea that you can't trust the world. And if you can't trust the world, you can't trust yourself, which makes you more insecure, especially for women, because a lot of times, especially in Filipino culture, they're going to say, you can't go commute by yourself. You can't do this by yourself. Make sure that when you go out, you cover yourself up because you have to protect yourself. An effect of that, society has kind of etched into our brains that we can't protect ourselves. In turn, that means we're weak. We're not strong enough. We don't have strength. We need a man to be strong. And when the world around you just keeps telling you that you're not capable of doing this, you can't protect yourself, there's dangers out there, and that you can't handle it, it's going to affect your self-perception and the way you see yourself as a capable person. Because if your whole life you've been told that you need to be extra protected, you need to guard yourself, which are, like, I guess, true. Those are valid advice. But it shouldn't be making you feel like you're incapable, because being capable is what builds confidence. That's something that I learned, and I keep repeating it every single time. When I heard the quote, competence builds confidence, if your whole life you've been told that you were incompetent, you're gonna be insecure and you're just gonna internalize that. And the only time you feel confident is when you're actually being competent. Let's say an example here with, like, schoolwork and stuff. Let me give you a different way to view academic validation, or maybe like succeeding in general, is that you shouldn't get confidence from the validation of your parents or your grades or whatever. Again, easier said than done. But instead of thinking of it that way, regardless if you're able to get the highest grades or not, if you know in yourself that you've done your best, that you did what you can do, that's you being competent, because you still did the work. Okay, you didn't just sit there and do nothing. You still tried, and that means you can still trust yourself to keep trying. When you're able to trust yourself, that's when you can actually build confidence. It's not from the validation of grades or the validation of your parents or the validation of anybody else. If you're able to trust yourself and say, okay, whatever happens, I know that I did what I could do. That just, like, relieves you from all the pressure. And back to, oh my god, this is already so long. I'm sorry, I'm, like, dwelling on this. But back to, like, the difference between men and women. Sorry if that's a little heteronormative, but let's just examine the difference between men and women. Men have the most audacity, and it's because that's how they were socialized. Boys, they weren't told that they have to protect themselves all the time. They weren't told that somebody's out to get them. They weren't told to guard their hearts, like people are gonna break your heart and all that. They weren't told that. They were showered with heroes and superhumans and, like, these strong figures. While I love my Disney princesses, ours is just like, you're gonna cry, you're gonna be poisoned, you're gonna be harassed, and you just have to be kind and all that stuff. I love my Disney princesses, don't get me wrong, but I can love those things and still acknowledge that it's really gonna affect the way a child and then an adult thinks in the future. That's why men have such audacities, because they weren't imprinted with the same amount of fear that women were, or girls were. They don't have that fear ingrained in them. Every day, even right now, you go out into the night, you take a walk, and I'm talking to a woman or a trans woman or somebody queer, you're gonna feel unsafe. You are. And feeling unsafe, being in a world that just makes you feel unsafe, affects your confidence so much. And I'm just here to say that you listen to me. I'm looking at you, bro. You need to have the male audacity. You've probably heard it once or twice before, like on TikTok while you're scrolling, but you need to have the male audacity. You do. Because there are people out there, especially men, who have the audacity to charge for the most amount. Oh my god, the other day, one of my friends, they hired like this photographer man. Like, they paid so much money for him, and the photos were photos were so bad. And I know so many women who would charge less and they're so much more talented. Sorry, I really am. I'm really stretching this story, but I think there's just so much to unpack. Okay, like everybody, if you're being underpaid, you need to say that. Like you need to be firm. Like I very much support like being paid right. But a lot of the times women just price themselves so low. So low. Just have the male audacity. If anytime you feel insecure, think about a man in your life or a man that you know who you know you're better than. You know for a fact they're not walking around here being insecure. They're not. Nope. They're getting by with pure audacity. And you need to do that. You need to have the audacity. Okay, I'm officially moving on from this story. So, ang biggest insecurity ko ay financial insecurity. Haha, bakit siya natatawa? Seryoso na. See, a lot of you guys, it's okay. I do that too. That's also my coping mechanism. That's why I made this channel. Anyways, lalo na ngayon na mag-college ako and I'm Hume student, super limited ng scholarship na available and I'm not that smart or diligent too. Kaya naiinis na lang ako sa gobyerno. Ang hirap kasi no, kasi sabi nila equal opportunity ang kineme, pero bakit may priority? Ang hirap na makita yung iba na pinipili nila yung passion nila, tapos ang kailangan ko i-rethink yung mga decision ko sa buhay kasi wala akong pera. Tapos baka hindi pa high-paying or in-demand course na kunin ko. Tapos sila may financial support, ako tipid-tipid lang. Walang equal dun, pre. Isa din sa insecurity ko makita ng taon na mas masipag sa akin kasi bakit ba kayo masipag ang buhay ay hindi karera? I don't know if it makes sense kasi baka inggit lang, but I guess nag-start nga siya nung childhood ko. As a child, lagi na akong achiever and so on. Nasanay ako sa akala ko ito yung best ko. And na-burnout siguro ako. Basta yon, insecure ako pag nakita ko na ang sipag nila. Parang naghirap talaga siya sa buhay and deserving sila tapos chill lang ako. Parang never ko maranasan mag-excel talaga. I feel na kulang ako ganon. Pero working on it. Baka OA lang ako. Okay naman ako eh. May achievement pa rin. From outside perspective ba, parang ewan lang ba ako? Hehe, yun lang. Thank you, Angel. So pretty mo and love you. Sa inyo ng roomie mo. Thank you for reading this. Have a good life. Here's the thing. I appreciate that what you're kind of annoyed at, the lack of government help, which is true, bruh. Well, personally, I don't know because I'm a privileged I'm not gonna pretend that I understand your struggle because I don't. But I know for a fact that arts in the Philippines is very much underfunded. It really is. And well, at the same time, everything in the Philippines is pretty underfunded. But especially art, because most of the time art is kind of chalked up to, okay, this is not really something that is, I guess, super needed. Maybe like STEM and business are like more essential. And I disagree with that completely, by the way. Oh my god, nobody freaking, please don't misinterpret that, I swear to god. Humes for me is such an important freaking course or strand. It really truly is. Science without humanities is nothing. Business without humanities is nothing. Humanities is so needed because you're trying to solve human problems in life. In every field, you're always trying to solve human problems. And if you have poor understanding of Humes, it's useless. You could be like the greatest scientist in the whole world, but if all you're doing is freaking making nuclear bombs and stuff, like it's useless. And the same goes with business. There are people in business who are just pure they underpay their employees. They have poor understanding of what their employees need. They have poor understanding of how their business could impact the environment, how it could impact humans in general. I'm not exactly sure what it is that you're most insecure about, but I know that since your thesis statement is financial insecurity, I'm just gonna say that have a little bit of faith in your strand, or have a little faith in yourself. Trust yourself. Trust that you're going to succeed in your strand, because I've never seen, at least in the arts, okay, I'm speaking for someone who's in the arts. Maybe I'm just delusional, but I've never seen an artist who really pursued arts be like super broke or starving. And I know that's a hot take. I know that a lot of the times people think that, okay, artists are like broke or whatever, they suck at finances, it's like a stupid career to pursue, it's gonna make you broke, whatever. People who really truly pursue art and are strategic about it and study it, not just study art, that's the thing. If you study art, you have to study like business at the same time, or you also have to study like several different things, several different fields that can help you climb up that ladder. It's not a field problem, because I truly believe if you're watching this, or if somebody out there is watching this and they feel like they have no faith in the field that they're in, you have to trust that the only way that you'll fail and the only way that your financial situation will get worse is if you give up. Don't give up. Even if you're an artist and you have financial struggles, don't give up. For real. And I know that sounds very, very romanticized. I know I sound really obnoxious because I'm speaking from a very privileged space. And I'm a freaking YouTuber and you're doing YouTube, so you probably have a bunch of money. I don't, by the way. Somebody sponsor me already. Wala na kaming makain. All I'm saying is, you have to trust yourself that you will pursue and you will find ways. And even if you get redirected, that's also fine. Being burnt out is okay. That's something that you need to heal in order for you to like continue on. I think also part of the insecurity, I'm not sure, honestly. I'm a little confused, but you have to be very strategic with the way that you do things. Because I believe in you. Sorry if that sounds so cheesy. I believe in you. I'm really not trying to sound out of touch right now, but you said it yourself. You've been an overachiever. You know in yourself that you're capable of doing things, and you don't have to be as much in the like grinding the way that you see other people grinding, because as you said, you're tired. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, if you keep burning yourself out, then that'll just make things so much worse. Think about all the evidence that you have that you're a very much capable person. Again, you're a capable person. I know you have a bunch of these like achievements and stuff, and you feel like there are other people who have bigger achievements, but you have achievements and you have different circumstances. That's the thing. You have different financial circumstances, and you have other circumstances that have also affected the way that your life is right now, and that's okay. You can use those experiences that, again, not trying to romanticize anything. Not trying to romanticize, like, you went through all of this because you have financial struggles. I'm not trying to romanticize, okay? All I'm saying is, I'm gonna give it like an example, okay? I feel like I'm doing a tarot reading right now, and I'm trying to like give you analogies for you to understand. But what I'm trying to say is, for example, with myself, I have gone through some trauma in the past with, I'm gonna start crying. Don't cry. With sexual, I don't know how to not censor it, but it's like that kind of trauma. And so I started making videos. I wanted to talk about feminism, and I want to talk about how, all I'm saying is, I'm not trying to romanticize it in a way now. Okay, you can make content out of it. I guess that's a simple way of what I'm trying to say. But what I want you to know is that because you've lived certain experiences, you are able to create solutions for it and apply it, and then hopefully make money from it. I forgot what it's called. I'm gonna put it here if I remember what it's called. It's something that we studied. It's the idea that in order for you to actually make good solutions for things, you have to have experienced it, in your case like financial insecurity, and it's humanities. Do you realize how parallel those are? Like, they really complement each other, that field and your insecurity. So it's the idea that it's either you have lived the struggle, or you've at least interviewed somebody who has lived the struggle, and you ask them what they think the solution is. You are at a place where you have an intense understanding of things. And what I'm saying is, you have to trust yourself that you'll be able to capitalize off of that. That you don't have to tell people that, oh my god, I got financial struggles or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you have knowledge that other people don't have access to. That's what you have access to right now. But at the same time, all of your complaints, very much valid. There should be more budget towards Humes. There should be equal opportunities for everybody. Very, very valid points. Anyways, next story. How long have I been filming? I don't know if this is an insecurity, but let me tell you my story. Both my parents are cheaters, and growing up, yung mother ko laging sinasabi sa akin na pag tumatawag papa ko, OFW, ay wag kong sabihin kung nasaan siya or kaya naman tulog na. I'm so little at that time, so I didn't know na di pala maganda ginagawa ng parents ko. I hate when parents do this, when they make their children accomplices to their crimes. That's abusive, and that's selfish. You're a selfish you. F your mom. And your dad. I hate them. Na-aksidente rin ako nung bata ko at need operahan upper lips ko kasi nahulog ako sa hagdan and may mga bote ng alak sa ilalim nun. Muntik pa mabulag. Okay. Kaya naman nabully ako, and they call me bingot kahit di naman. During my preteen era, I met a boy who I have a crush on, and since then, lagi ko na minamanifest na siya makakatuluyan ko. Not until naging kami nga, but he cheated on me multiple times. Sobrang sakit kasi sumabay din yung parents ko na malaman kung both of them ay nag-cheat sa isa't isa. Para akong pinaparusahan ni God na hanggang sa nag-pandemic, I had to stop from school when I'm literally 1 year to go para makagraduate na. I'm also having a hard time to find a job kahit pa top performer ako sa previous job ko. I consulted a psychiatrist and I was diagnosed with anxiety and suspected with borderline personality disorder. Whoa! Damn, okay. I tried to K-word myself multiple times kasi as of the moment, parang di na nagme-make sense ang lahat at wala akong pake kung hindi ko man ma-achieve na yung mga dreams ko sa buhay. I want to disappear. I don't want to feel this pain anymore. Okay. That's dark. First of all, your boyfriend. Whether you're aware of it or not, you will look for the love that you received when you were a child. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything, okay? I just like to watch and read a lot of self-help like a straight man. My friends and I also like to psychoanalyze each other, and one of my friends said this thing where she went into this cycle of being attracted to people who were just like her dad. And her dad is a cheater. Her dad is a very abusive man. And she looked for love. And she found love. She would find love over and over and over again. And they would always turn out to be terrible people. Very, very terrible people. I hate them. Benjo, if you're watching this, you. Anyways, she also went into this rabbit hole of like psychoanalyzing herself as well. And it's that there are certain patterns that you see when you were a child and then you think, okay, that's love. And it doesn't have to be necessarily outright toxic patterns. Like you don't know if somebody's cheating on you the first time you meet them. You don't know that. But there are little things that are familiar to you that you don't know that is actually familiar to you, but it's tapping into your childhood self and they're familiar to you, and that's what really attracts you in a way. And especially if you lived in a very unsafe home, in a home that didn't have a very good example of what love is, you're gonna attract people you're gonna be drawn to people who are not safe. Like even if you think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna find love so that I can compensate, I can at least have a healthy love outside of my home. And that really doesn't happen most of the time because you're trying to look for external things to kind of fill the void, and that doesn't work. 99% of the time, you're gonna meet somebody who's just reflecting back to you your trauma and everything that you're trying to avoid, which sucks. Obviously, like what you said, your parents are cheaters and then your boyfriend cheated on you multiple times, and that's literally horrible. Nobody deserves that at all. These are things like what your psychiatrist said. This has affected you mentally, and sometimes it's okay to stop and to pause. Well, I don't know what your financial situation is. I don't really know what's happening, but what I do know is that if you keep pushing on and you keep trying to force yourself to feel better, you're going to force yourself to be productive and finish college and to achieve everything, achieve your dreams. You can't achieve those if you don't even have like the mental well-being to do so. I saw this TikTok/reel from Cleo, the CEO of Hiraya Pilipina. And she had this interview where they asked her, what do you want to tell people who want to have a business or something? And I'm probably going to butcher this, but the idea basically is that you want to set a foundation. You want to make sure that you're mentally prepared for success. You want success. You want to be able to achieve your dreams, right? But even if you do achieve your dreams, even if you're like the best at your field, you're doing everything correctly, success is it can be a very overwhelming thing, like very overwhelming. And if you're not mentally prepared to receive that, there's imposter syndrome, there's self-sabotaging, burning out for even longer than now. Like you could be burning out for years if you don't address things and try to, again, fill the void with success or something external. There's too much internal work, honey. And I understand that you shouldn't have had to gone through all those things. None of this should have happened at all. But if you really want to achieve your dreams, you have to be ready for it. It's also a way of manifesting, okay? See, she's incorporating a lot of fields right now. She said self-help and psychology, and now it's astrology and spirituality. It's also a form of manifesting when you actually prepare for the success that you're about to have. And in order to prepare for the success that you want, you gotta heal. You gotta heal up there. Think about every extremely successful. Think Marilyn Monroe. She was at peak success. But what happened? Obviously, it did horrible things to her mental health. Now, think Sabrina Carpenter. It took like 10 plus years for her to be where she is now. And now she's so comfortable. She's so at home doing what she wants to do. She's doing great. And it's because there is no rush for you to finish everything at a specific timeline, especially if you're hurting yourself in the process. Don't ever hurt yourself in order to get out of a situation or to get instant gratification for what you want. It's not going to happen. It's going to make things worse. And investing in yourself, investing in your mental health, investing the time to care for yourself and to rest and to recuperate from all the trauma that you've been through, investing in that is going to lead you to get what you want. You're gonna get what you want, okay? I sound like a motivational speaker for today's video. And the pain that you feel, again, I'm not a psychologist. This isn't me trying to give psychological help. This is just me being an internet friend. I really don't know what to respond when you guys send me these types of messages where it's like you feel like you're having like thoughts of, you know, like negative thoughts, because it's a lot. All I really can do is put myself in your situation and think of how I was able to get through that as well. Plus, you said it yourself again, like when you start to doubt yourself and you have like these insecurities that have happened because of all the traumatic things that have happened to your life. Again, what I always tell people, like my friends and stuff, when they feel like, you know, there's no point and they don't feel like they can rely on themselves anymore. You said, I'm also having a hard time to find a job kahit pa top performer ako sa previous job mo. You said it yourself. Look at the evidence. You said that you're a top performer. You know that you're good at what you do. You know that you have capabilities. You know that you have skill. You know that you have something good, something to contribute. Look at the evidence that you have right now. And I know it's very hard to do that sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta remind yourself what you've done and what you've proven to yourself. Even if you think like it's not much, saying there's something, there's at least one thing. This next one is probably gonna be the last one because goddamn, I yapped so much in this video. I really truly did. I yapped a lot. I used to think that I was pretty and skinny. Everyone would like me regardless of my personality. I was super shy. I didn't really develop much of personality or social skills in my childhood because I was a huge introvert. But now that I have reached some sort of conventional attractiveness, close parenthesis skinny, I'm realizing that I'm not the nicest person and I have a personality. This is such a good way to end this video. I've lost my closest friend because according to her, I was mean. And she has reached out to me to be friends again, but I just can't do it. It makes me hate her. But I know that there's some truth to what she said or felt. I am a total lol. That's my insecurity. Wow. It takes a very great level of self-awareness to admit to that. I'm proud of you for that. Good job for admitting the truth. That being said, she said that she wants to be friends again. So why not try not to be a and be friends again? Girl, I don't really know. How do I teach somebody to be a nice person? If you used to be ugly, and I'm just playing by your story, if you used to be ugly, does that mean you were ugly and also a jerk? Girl, pick a struggle. You can't be ugly and a jerk. What are you, a man? My advice is reach out to your friend and be like, the skinniness got into my head. I needed to be humbled. You needed to be humbled. Because honestly, I probably wouldn't like you either. I'd be like, damn, you just got skinny and now you're make it up to your friend. Say sorry. Anna from Frozen 2. Do the next best thing. Actually, send your friend this video and say that Angel told me I'm a and she confirmed and she made me realize that I should just talk to you again and swallow my pride. Thank you so much, Angel. Wow. She's great. That's all the stories I'm going to be reading for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and if you have stories, go follow my Instagram because I'll read your stories. Please subscribe to my channel. And I don't know how to do outros.